Well, the international break coming at such an early part of the season always drives me crazy. But we are almost through it now, and we're finally able to look ahead to Hull City away. We all just need to make sure that just before kick-off, we sing the right anthem, and we sing it loud, and we sing it proud. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. And no, I'm never going to stop making that joke. So today, of course, we are here for our match preview before the away game against Hull, a Friday night under the lights at the MKM. And admittedly, no, that has not got the kind of ring that you would want when you're playing a game like this. You will note my hands are trying to be kept under control, as somebody in our last comment made a sense that I look like an insane patient when I'm constantly waving my arms around. And let's be fair, they do make a decent point. If you're not going down to Hull for this one, you will be able to watch this game on Sky Sports Football on Friday night at 7:45. Now, in our last game, United finally got that home win that they've been waiting for all year long. This is the first time that we have won in the league at Bramall Lane in 2024. And I tell you what, it's the kind of victory that will just about do for me. We scored early, and yes, it looked a little bit nervy at times, but we didn't give away loads of chances. We weren't penned in our half, just waiting for the other team to score, and we kept a clean sheet. That feels absolutely massive to me because it's something that United haven't done for so long. That defensive solidity, that little bit of extra belief and confidence that, yes, we can see out a football game. That is exactly what I want to see from this team. And it's exactly what we did see last time. And hopefully it's not the last time that we are going to see that from them. So up next, it's winless Hull City away from home. Now, Hull sit 19th without a win so far this season, and yet still above our neighbours who won the league all the way back at the start of August. Hull have had a very weird one since the end of last season. You know, they went on a massive spending spree last January to try and push themselves up to get into the playoffs, maybe to have a shot at getting back into the Premier League. They got right to the fringes of the playoffs. Their manager got nominated to be maybe the manager of the year, and then they sacked him because that's just what football clubs do these days. One of the reasons that their owner said, I tell you what, he's not playing the style of football we like, but also he's just not given a chance to our new goalkeeper signing, 𝗍𝗿𝗲𝗹. He needed to have more of a chance towards the end of last season. So, of course, they brought in a new manager who's going to play a really exciting brand of football, and they've really committed to 𝗍𝗲𝗹 being their number one by signing two new goalkeepers again this summer, one of whom would be very familiar to United in Carl Rushworth. So, I have no idea what's happening at Hull City. Don't understand them. Don't really understand what they're trying to build at the moment. I know they've got lofty ambitions. I know they want to get back to the Premier League, but it just seems bizarre the way they've gone through it so far. Their new manager, 𝗤𝗏𝗏, he has come in from Hamburg, and he's come with a really good reputation for playing exciting football, playing expansive football. And so I do think we will see a very exciting Hull City when we're playing against them, but it's not exactly been successful for them through the start of the season so far, but it is very early days. United, meanwhile, come into this one on a very good run. We have actually started this season so much better than I expected. We're unbeaten in our first 4 games. We are 8th in the league, but would be 6th on merit if it wasn't for that -2 that we started the season with. We're also unbeaten in our last 7 games against Hull City. The last time we actually lost to Hull came at the MKM back in 2018 in a game that was probably more famous for the fact that they were blowing their whistles constantly rather than actually trying to enjoy a proper game of football. I was there that night. I remember a very memorable run from the ground back to the station because the last train left within minutes of full time and we were in a mad one. So hopefully it's a slightly easier situation, this one, but I imagine it'll be exactly the same. Now, let's get into United's team news and a little bit of a predicted lineup. So, in terms of the players who aren't available, well, Tom Davies, we might as well say it every week, just a recurring segment of these videos that is just, Tom Davies, where are you now? And nobody knows the answer to the question. Reece Norrington-Davies made his first start this year in the League Cup, and it does look as though he's going to be a centre-half for us going forwards. And with our limited defence, I'm not against that, playing on that left-hand side. I think there's definitely a role for him there as one of our backup players in that role. And Nel didn't play for Bosnia in that first game they played against Holland, and therefore, if he's injured, it'll be interesting to see who comes in. The natural replacement, of course, would be Jack Robinson. However, I've not actually heard that he is injured. It's just weird that he wasn't in the team. So maybe he'll play in their second friendly. I am recording this before they play, so I don't know if there's any more news that's coming out. But for now, Anel hasn't played for Bosnia, and so it'll be interesting to see whether he's still available for us come this game. Jamie Shackleton came on for his debut against Watford at Bramall Lane, and he should again be in contention for this one. I would expect to see him on the bench, and I would say the same for Sam McCallum, who's now made appearances against Barnsley and against Watford, and again will be vying for his first start, though I don't expect him to get it this time out. 𝗏𝗏 got the nod. This is probably the most contentious position on the pitch for United right now. Do you go with 𝗏𝗏 or do you go with Brooks? Now, I think Brooks had a fantastic start to this season. He's been our danger man. He's been creative. He's made chances. But he got injured and he wasn't able to play in that last game. 𝗏𝗏 came in and he did take his chance. I do think with United having won that game, never change, a winning team, as they always say, I think 𝗏𝗏 probably will get the nod for this one, but I certainly wouldn't be disappointed to see Brooks get in because he's more than earned the right to be playing games for United this season. The last one is 𝗤𝗏𝗴. Now, he took a really nasty blow to the face in Wales's friendly against Turkey, and so it'll be really interesting to see whether or not he comes back fully fit. Again, Wales have got a second friendly. I don't know if he's going to make an appearance in that, but it'll be interesting to see whether that builds on the bad facial injury that he got in pre-season, because if he doesn't play, then my God, are we short of players who are going to come on and play for us up front. I imagine that Campbell would be the next one off the stocks, particularly given that he got a hat-trick for the under-21s during this international break, and he will be fit and firing, hopefully raring to go should we need him. However, I'm not predicting that. My starting 11 that I'm going with is practically unchanged. I'm going for Cooper in goal, a back four of Gilchrist, Souttar, Ahmedhodzic and Burrows, a midfield of 𝗏𝗏, Vinny Souza, Ollie Arblaster, Gus Harmer, Callum O'Hare, and of course, 𝗤𝗏𝗴 up front, because it scares me to think about what happens if 𝗤𝗏𝗴 doesn't play up front. Do keep an eye out on these last international games, because obviously I am recording this before they're played, and it may be that players pick up injuries, so do keep an eye out. And basically, if anyone gets injured and Wilder has to make changes, just assume I predicted the change he made, because yeah, give me the benefit of the doubt. Why not? Now, the referee has not actually been announced yet. They've left it quite late, the EFL, in terms of announcing who the referee is going to be for this one. So, as of right now, I don't know who it's going to be, but you can definitely assume it's somebody we probably don't like, who's probably given a number of bookings out, might have even given a penalty, and at the end of the day, we're all going to boo him off because he's going to have got right on our nerves. What more is there to say? Let's move on to player connections. Now, this section is brought to you by Parrot Peel. Now, Parrot Peel are a virtual band, and many of their members are massive United fans. They're a fantastic band that is definitely worth checking out. And if you get the opportunity, go to parrotpeel.com. That's PARROTPEEL.com, where you can find all of their latest stuff. Now, for my player connections, I just go for random ones. And to be honest, I say random ones. They're just ones I can remember. My memory is not as good as it's always been. And so I just pick up the ones that come to me first. So Harry Maguire, he of course joined Hull from the Blades before he made his big money moves right to the top of the ladder with Manchester United. Dean Windass is another one who's played for both. And Windass is obviously most famous for scoring the winning goal for Hull in a playoff final and never getting the chance to even think about scoring the winning goal for United in a playoff final, but I'm over it. It's been 20 years. Let's pretend I'm over it. Regan Slater, the boy of Blade, an academy project who came through at United, has now almost made 150 appearances for Hull. They love him there, and he's a very good championship midfielder, and it's always nice to see one of our youngsters making great progression. So it'll be interesting to see if he retains his place in this new look Hull going forwards. And finally, who else can we end on but the ultimate Blades legend of our time? Billy Sharp, of course, spent some time with Hull City last season, joining them when his contract at LA Galaxy had run out. If you've got any more ideas, if you can think of loads that I've just forgotten, put them in the comments and let me know exactly who we should be looking out for and who are the other ones that stand out to you as has played for both. Now, the next section, our score prediction. Now, let's see I know I'll give you my prediction, but I'll also give you the prediction of everybody within our Patreon. And if you want to be part of this section, if you want to join up and support the Sheffield United way, please do check out patreon.com/Sheffield United way, where you can sign up to become a member and support us in everything that we are doing. And you will get your name shouted out in our score predictions section. Now, here, what have we got? We've got Hal thinks that we're going to win 3-1. Paul agrees. He also thinks we're going to win 3-1. Anton Graham think that it's going to be 2-0 to United. Callum has gone out on his own. He thinks United will win 2-1. He also thinks that it's going to be the goal scorers, 𝗍 and Moore, two players who, interestingly, I shouted out as maybe having injuries, but Mystic Callum always knows his eggs, so I would fancy a little tipple on that one. Our manager and overlord, In Good Nick, he thinks it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I'm feeling positive. I think we win this game. I'm going to agree with the majority of our Patreon members, and I'm going to go 3-1 to Sheffield United. Let me know what you think. Tell us your score predictions in the comments. Let me know who do you think is going to score the goals, who's going to be a standout player. How do you think this game is going to play out? As always, thank you so much to everybody for watching and listening to this preview, because you can get this one as an audio podcast. And for anybody who is heading down to Hull, I look forward to seeing you there. And as always, up the Blades. 𝗚𝗿𝗲𝗷𝗚